Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo. This is the Imperial British campaign in Man the Guns. Thank you ever so very much for joining me. We are involved in a naval landing in Greece, which is going rather well, though I say so myself. It's unlikely to be able to hold the area permanently, is my estimation. But so far, it's doing pretty good work. Yeah, we're holding them off. They are. Problem is, as our tanks arrive here one by one, they very rapidly get deorged. If we could bring more men in quicker, we'd have better luck. Still got people reinforcing that fight, but yeah. Oh, although there with 4 tanks, got a better chance. And of course, with the port over here in the east, we're not in the worst situation, even if they do manage to break us in this here one tile. Let's try a push here, perhaps. Oh yes. Only one Italian division opposing us is not going to be enough, I think. Ooh, but they got reinforcements. See if we can break these guys before the reinforcements. Hey, we did. Very nice indeed. One guy should remain behind in case we get naval invaded in the Black Sea. Over there, that would be a problem. Let's reprioritize our tank deployment. Sorry, the game is way too loud. Let me fix that. There we go. That looks better. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's redeploy our tanks. So, the ones down here are gonna stay down here, but we may reduce their numbers. And the reason I'm doing this tank redeployment is very simple. We aren't going to be able to make any progress over here. So you two tanks can come over here, because where we're actually going to be making progress is towards those Romanian oil fields. Lovely. Oh, they did manage to get some reinforcements in there, but not enough to hold me back. Excellent. And as they trickle in more, we're going to be able to have a tank attack from 2 directions. And as soon as we're through here, we're into those plains. In fact, I'm going to reprioritize the tanks even heavier across by assigning these 2 to this area as well. That seems good to me. Yeah, looking good. They are still just holding here. They've got some Italians here. Yeah, with the initiative, probably partly because of their superior air cover. Let's reprioritize our close air support to fighting in that region. If we could take this air base again, that would really help out. We'll see. We could also switch it up a bit. Well, are we in a close air support deficit right now? We are in a slight close air support deficit. So what I'm going to do is just decommission a few of our close air support back home. I would kind of like these bombers active somewhere. If we get 200 there and 400 here. Are we upgrading our bombers yet? And then we only got 3 left. I'll put the rest here, just so that any Japanese shipping that comes too close to our coast can feel the pain. We are building new naval bombers, right? We must be. Oh, and there is our Lincoln. Good. I will max out bombing, followed by range. There's no reliability. Oh, that is giving them 0 reliability. So perhaps, well, range isn't a huge issue on our strat bombers. I think I'm going to go with something a little bit like that. So the Lincoln Mark 1. Oops. Can replace the Lancaster, and then we are going to want a sizable factory investment, which I will transfer over from our transport planes, which we honestly probably have enough of now. I'll keep a few factories on that. The reason we have enough is because we have enough to actually use up all of our command power. So yeah, that should be good. We can reduce the steel import slightly. Great. What the heck is going on here? Why are there all these guys suddenly training in the desert? Is it because Mexico's almost fallen? Mexico has almost fallen. Spectacular. And we drove them out of down here? Very nearly. Nice. Well, looks like our allies are doing good work. Now we've got all those South American nations helping out. We're crushing it. Ecuador's died. These guys are all on side. It's only, ironically enough, only Brazil, not actually in the Allies. Of course, Brazil historically did join the Allies as a response to unrestricted submarine warfare. Oh, no, wait, that was World War I. Did Brazil join the Allies in World War II? I don't know if they did, actually. May have done. Can we break them here? Maybe with some support from other areas. Okay, and we should get plenty of air XP to fully upgrade that Lancaster at some point, because we are, of course, fighting a huge amount of air battles. Darn, they did manage to reinforce in here with full troops. We're so close. Oh, God, and they drove us back here. That is not good at all. Let's get some tank reinforcements over there, please. Yeah, they drove us back without deorging us, unfortunately. The tanks do have signal companies, but I need to do a bit more work upgrading those signal companies. Yes, God, they're rubbish. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to work on improving our signal companies if we want to be able to hold a protracted defense against a fierce assault. It's just not good enough as it stands. And yep, they are once again breaking us here. But we look like we're going to be able to reinforce in with some guys at least. Please tell me we can break them back here. It is woods, which will partly negate this. Obviously, it's not great to attack into, but it will partly negate the strength of their close air support. Not their close air support is actually doing a huge amount, so that's not too bad. We'll see. Okay, I don't want them to deorg anyone over here in Burgos, because they will actually just die because they've nowhere to go. So I think, tragic as it is, because we're making good progress here, I am going to order a fallback from Burgos. If we can get out of there before some of these infantry divisions start dying, that would be excellent. Where else should I be paying attention to? Did we drive them back in Mexico? We did. Let's see now. We'll probably take this tile now with a determined enough assault. We are holding them all the way along this line now. And was that a pushback? No, that was a retreat. Let's get back in there. Supply, yes. The supply situation is a situation just once we actually get into this next zone is when that starts to be a problem. I mean, if we can hold here as well as Burgos, then I am all about that. So we'll see if we can manage to do that. It's certainly close. Holding fine in the west. Tank redeployment seems to be making it a bit more stable. See if we can grab this victory point. No, the fact that they're piercing our armor is a real problem. There's our fort building speed upgrade. Do I actually want to do any of the rest of these? Doesn't look like it. I mean, influence China wouldn't be the worst thing, because we might be able to get them to join us once they disband. And I think they will eventually do this one, disband and try and annex the warlords. So we might want to try and have them, you know, join the Allies at that point, rather than creating an enemy hostile force. Oh, looks like the Chinese are managing to push back around Beijing. Very impressive. We will we'll give them some assistance. In fact, you know what? With one naval invasion against Italy here, perhaps a good strategy at this point would be another naval invasion. This is tying them down so heavily. Perhaps if I redeployed my Chinese forces into a second Italian invasion force. But I don't want, I mean, obviously, I don't want China to start suffering. So I think we should probably try and finish up operations in this theater first. Oh wow, they're looking really weak on some of these tiles. Let's see if we can do some work here. Drive them back. Though we should try and do it a little more intelligently than just charging in. Get some encirclements done if we can. Right, you immediately get me better signal companies. I've never really needed signal companies against the AI before. They're very strong this campaign. Doing extremely well. Obviously, they've had a vast length of time to actually build up, and they are just mega buffed. In terms of our focus, I never really decided, did I? I mean, 6 new mills doesn't hurt. Neither does infantry equipment. Costs down. Anti-subwarfare technology is not vital to us right now. None of that matters. That doesn't matter. Can't do anything to the further right. much. I mean, maybe minesweeping will be helpful against Japan. So let's grab that. Sorry, mine laying will be helpful against Japan, I mean to say. We'll see. Am I going to break him here? Yes, I'd say I am. With these 4 more armor divisions ready to go in there. And in fact, I could launch another offensive from this angle. Open up a bit more frontage. Yeah, now we're overwhelming them. Great. And in fact, our tanks are beginning to get armored here. As we upgrade to the new medium tanks. What is the latest version of the medium tanks? It's the Mark III. And I actually have Mark IIIs in reserve. No, I don't. Okay, as soon as we see Mark IIIs in reserve, that means we've upgraded all our Mark IIs. That's when we're really going to see some progress, I think. I think the other thing we need to do here is remain on the offensive. I'm tempted to slip into the defensive mindset. If you've watched many of my Let's Plays, you probably know I very much enjoy the defensive game in Hearts of Iron. But I don't think that is where victory lies. With our breakthrough being just so much better than our defense, we need to seize land rather than just sitting on what we have. Look at this, we can't break them. Why is our attack so bad here? It's just the low supply and our tactics not working out for us. We have got our best general here. There's nothing else I can really give him. Once he gets Panzer Leader, which he is working on, he'll obviously be a lot better. Why do you not have a general? That seems real bad. This guy's got good supply. And he's got army leader. He's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to use him. Good. Looks like making that pocket successfully. Good. Let's keep driving them back here. We're making very good progress. It's going to be a peace deal between China and Japan soon, I wouldn't doubt. We may then see China. I don't know if the AI will ever kick from faction. If they do, then we'll probably see China kicking out the members of its faction. This isn't mountains, is it? It is. That's unfortunate. So that it can actually declare war on them. We good on all of this? Speed of reveal chance not vital for us. We're not using heavy batteries. I mean, we could go down mine laying. You know what? Yeah, let's get sub mine laying, and then perhaps we could send a huge submarine contingent to mine lay around Japan and just really cripple their navy that way. These guys with some planning bonus? No. Having some supply issues now. Fair enough. What's supply like in here? Yeah, bad. Bad on all fronts, unsurprisingly. Let's pull back some men a little way to try and alleviate that supply problem. Meanwhile, where's my southern army? Just hanging out. Well, I think it really looks like our allies have this under control. I'm going to redeploy the entire American theater to fight Japan, and then once they arrive and are ready to assume command of that theater, what I'll do... Oh, hello. That was a bad landing. What we'll do... Only 2 troops. Once they've arrived to do that, we'll move these guys and perhaps launch a second front naval offensive. Oh, right, we took Hong Kong. I should have noticed when I was deploying these planes. That's excellent news. Some of you guys can move over here. How are you taking supply damage? How are you using 43 supply here? Huge allied army deployed here, right? Of course, because Guanxi Clique is not prepared to actually deploy against the enemy at all. Look at that. Nice. Shot down some battleships, destroyer. What else we got in here? Nice. Just more destroyers. 2 destroyers there. 2 destroyers there. Excellent. We're probably losing quite a few planes. No, 44. It's not that bad, honestly. Some more naval invasions. Easily repelled. Good. More dead Japanese troops. Fabulous. Holding fine against the German offensive. Obviously with our fort wall now almost maxed out along the whole border. We are... whoops, that was a mistake. We are now very secure on the Caucasus front. People mentioned in the comments, by the way, the reason it was taking so long for the Soviets to capitulate, of course, was because we held Baku, which is a huge victory point. And there are some other victory points around there as well. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Can't believe that didn't occur to me. How am I attacking from Turkey? You're not in this war. You're not supposed to be able to attack from neutral. That's interesting. Am I actually attacking? Yeah, they're in the combat. That is, that's bizarre. I'm not sure how that's happening. Okay. Oh, just about. And we're just holding the line, but it's unpleasantly close. Oh, God, these tanks aren't in combat. Let's try launching an attack with them and then defending. I think they'll join the defense as soon as the other one ends. Yeah. But yeah, immediately driven back. There's no time to reinforce. When the battle ends in 3 hours, it's tough to make any headway. If Greece would just join, it would be so good. But even though they are majority democratic support now, they're not taking that event to flip democratic. A decision, rather, I think. See, I can't order an attack from here now. That's strange. And yes, they've driven us back a step here. We might be able to immediately retake it. If we're lucky here. Should obviously be good. But yeah, the Italians just keep getting the initiative. They've got so much experience fighting against the Soviets that they're now in a very powerful position initiative-wise. Yeah, there we go. Driven back another step. But perhaps defending behind this river is better anyway. You guys, stop that. Just come in here. Help defend. You guys going to the right place? They are. Good. Still holding fine in the west. Good. Have we finished that building project? We have indeed. So we now have very good radar coverage over this whole region. Excellent. Do I have radar coverage pretty much over this whole southern section now? Yeah. Good. Well, now I'm going to start working on an airbase here. Seems sensible. Oh, there's oh, 5. Good. Yeah, give me a level 10. I think if I had a level 10 airbase here, did I start the project? Yes. I think we'll be in a much stronger position to fight here. And yeah, you can only do one project at a time, which is irritating. The supply situation here is fine. I was concerned we might have to build a naval base just to supply the air base, but no, it looks like we're going to be okay there. I think the next step is trying to secure this section here. Staying behind the river, good defensive terrain. Pushing into plains has proved a little too much for us. We'll see how we can do in a softer target. Still suffering from supply in here. If only the friggin', Irish, Chile, and Belgian troops weren't here, we'd be in better shape. There's jet engines. Very nice indeed. That will help out. I mean, if we had jet fighters, we could probably be flying them from Africa over this region. I think if we have another detachment of troops arrive, we will deploy them against Spain. I think we could kill Spain just with our Chinese forces. Obviously, some of these guys will be remaining behind to port garrison. These guys and these guys most notably. But these two whole armies, plus one of the tank armies, will be a very nice addition. While they are still here, though, let's keep using them. I'm going to continue to gain ground here just as fast as we can. Drive them all the way back. Looks like we're going to get a capitulation from Menguko very soon, which will be excellent news. Good. Supply issues? Yeah, some supply issues in here. If we just push, I mean, one way to solve a supply issue, just take more land, right? And you get more supply, more local supply base. More edge provinces, always nice. Chinese still not garrisoning their ports almost at all, but I think they now have the numbers that they probably could garrison them if it became a pressing issue. And steel deficit returns, but we are handling that for now. Building all these dockyards, no doubt, is hurting in terms of the steel deficit. Now, rocket interceptors. I don't really know if they're a good idea. These first ones have a range of 150 kilometers. Okay, we're not going to use those for sure. What can you get that up to? 225, yeah. Very bad. I believe they have very high agility. Let's compare them to our Fighter 3s. No, they've got garbage agility. Interesting. But their max speed is high. Yeah, their max speed is a bit higher, but their agility is real bad. God, we got to push back another tile. We really can't afford to lose that one. Let's recommit to this offensive here. That was our good defensive tile. With all of these tank reserves and those guys engaging in multiple combats, we should have them driven back, but I mean, they've got a lot of reserves too. And yeah, our guys are breaking first. Well, let's try going in with just the tanks. Are we back into the old supply? No, back into the old air zone is what I was meaning. We could call this off and go against Spain, because we're really struggling here. And perhaps a full spectrum dominance attack on Spain would be more suitable.
Come on, move out.
Okay, the Field Marshal could get reinforced rate, but I think Charismatic on him is going to be good. And then once he levels up, hopefully he'll have Organizer by then, and we'll give him Logistic Wizard. Okay, fall back from the Balkans air zone. Wow, our CAS deficit is getting worse and worse. Are you guys experienced? No. Okay, so you guys are actually all going to get deleted. And I'll send in some crack CAS guys, but it'll only be 200 because we really should have some fighters deployed here. Preferably some experienced ones. You guys are just standing by. Do some exercises. And yeah, let's have these guys, those that aren't coming here, the exercisers. Let's have them down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good. And the rest can go to Cairo. Not quite. Half can go to Cairo. Half can go to Alexandria. Yeah, and you guys down here. And you should go to here. Just do some exercises. I want all my planes to be highly experienced. Now, do we have some experienced planes spare? Like these Biscay ones. They're a bit experienced. Let's have them flying over Greece. And we will give them aces. I'm aware that aces have degrees of quality. I'm not going to worry about that for now. There are quite a few enemy planes. We should also be running some interception missions over the oceans, I guess. In order to actually directly target the enemy naval bombers. I was kind of expecting they would fight us, you know, with fighters over these areas, but it appears they're not interested in that. More interested in just going directly for us. So naval production-wise, we really should... I mean, I don't know what to build is the thing. Because if not, I mean, we don't need more dockyards, really, is my impression. We're going to run out of steel very soon. But I will work on that, what we are going to reprioritize towards in the next episode. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.